Hey, welcome to my channel. I'm Jesus, your host and expert recruiter. And if you're new here and want to stay up to date on the latest and greatest recruiting and tech trends, hit that subscribe button. Tune in. We're all about helping startups, small businesses, and people leaders hire smarter, scale better, and build teams that actually work. All right, y'all. You know we had to talk about it. It is the hottest trend on the internet right now. It is the biggest boom that we've seen since the internet. You know what I'm talking about, AI. It's in your newsfeed, it's in your inbox, it's probably even in your kids' homework. And AI is everywhere right now. From an HR and recruiting lens, it's being used for resume writing, for prepping for interviews, for writing job descriptions. I mean, shoot, I've even seen AI being used to write a Game of Thrones employee handbook. I'm just kidding. But you see where I'm going with this, right? You can really make anything out of it. But seriously, the big question is, can AI actually help you build better teams? Or is it just another shiny object? Let's be real. When you're a startup or a small business, hiring is hard. You have to juggle focusing on product, operations, sales, and then on top of that, you still gotta find time to recruit, hire, interview, and somehow build a great team. And that is where AI comes in, not as a shortcut, but as a serious unlock. Here's the big reason why. It's democratizing access to tools that were hidden behind enterprise level budgets. You no longer need a full-time talent team or a $50,000 software to run an enterprise professional grade recruiting process. With the right approach, even a one-person team can write job descriptions, have a smoother interview process, sorts candidates faster, and even develop a very sound candidate experience. It's really leveling the playing field. Small teams can now recruit with the same quality and power as enterprise level companies, maybe even better. Now let me jump into 3 ways where I'm seeing AI really be a game changer for small teams. Number 1, content creation and job description writing. Crafting a compelling job post is already hard. AI at least gets you halfway there by building you a structure. The key is making tweaks that reflect your culture and your organization. Now, here are a few points to consider when using your AI tool of choice, whether it's Chat or Claude or insert here. Number 1, turn a bulleted list into a clear and candidate-friendly post. Number 2, make job posts more engaging. Take out all the fluff, add the things that really matter. And number 3, adding inclusive language and really focusing on areas that will help you increase visibility to as many demographics as possible. But just remember, the quality of the data still matters. So tell the AI who you are, what you value, what your mission is, and what your company stands for. And this will help you develop better job descriptions and a much friendlier candidate experience. Now, number 2 on this list, automation that saves you real time. Now let's talk operations, one of my favorite recruiting topics. And I promise you, I will have an entire video dedicated to this topic where we dive a little bit deeper into AI tools, specifically in the recruiting and hiring space. But for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to talk a little bit about what it actually does and how it's automating some of these processes. First, resume screening. What used to take hours and sometimes days has now been reduced to minutes. And many of these AI tools are taking these processes and making our lives as recruiters so much easier. I mean, think about it, right? Think about how many hours of time did you spend going through thousands of resumes just to find out that most of them weren't qualified. And so AI is helping us with that. Number 2, scheduling. How many times have you had to go back and forth with the candidate to figure out when they were available? Or vice versa, the candidate reaching out to you to figure out when you were available. And it took almost a week just to get something in the calendar. Today, many of those processes can also be automated and or self-serviced. Number 3, email responses. And I know what you're thinking. You could just dump it into ChatGPT. And yeah, you could, but many of these tools actually already have built-in AI that gives you automated responses based off your conversations with these candidates, as well as their understanding of the candidates in your pipeline. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably saying to yourself, I feel like it's outsourcing my judgment. But in reality, it's actually giving us time back that really matters, where we can really dedicate it to, and that's our candidates, our teams, and our employees. Now, number 3 on this list, better candidate engagement, even for smaller teams. Now, even small teams ghost candidates, and it's because they're just too busy. We get it. You're on a startup. You're scrapping things together. You're trying to figure it all out. You're trying to balance all the operations and getting the product and solution out there while also juggling hiring. It's hard. It's difficult. But AI is here to help with that. And here are some ways that AI is actually helping with the candidate experience. Number one, building email sequences. As you know, it's not just about the initial outreach, it's also about the follow-up. It's about creating a drip campaign that allows you to reach out to a candidate at multiple instances throughout a certain timeline. This increases the probability of one of those candidates coming back and actually applying for your job. Number two, personalized outreach. As we all know, it sometimes takes us hours to find the right message, the right verbiage, but with AI, it really allows you to create a personalized outreach that not only is it effective for your communication style, but may also be effective for the communication style that the candidate is looking for. This is where the personalization comes in. And number three, staying consistent with updates. Again, when you're a small team and you're juggling thousands of other items on the list, having a tool that allows you to remember and or automate your outreach is extremely critical and can be the difference between missing an email or an update to a candidate and them taking another offer, or having consistent updates that allows that candidate to say, they actually care about me. They're thinking about me. They really want me to come work at their company. Those things really matter. And it's not just about the candidate outreach, it's also about the process. Nowadays, many of these tools are also being used in the interview process. Now, again, you're probably thinking, well, isn't that taking the human element out of the experience? Sort of, but you also got to think about it like this. If you're able to create async interview questions and or automate certain parts of the processes that were otherwise felt mundane for both the candidate and the recruiter, then it allows you to focus on the important elements of that interview process that the candidate will really value throughout the process. This helps you stand out and deliver a better candidate experience than even companies 10 times the size of yours can. Now, I just walked you through 3 ways that AI is a game changer in the HR recruiting space. Look, AI is powerful, but it's not a replacement for your brain, your instincts, or your values. Here's where you still need to be intentional. Number 1, strategy first, always. If your hiring goals aren't clear, AI won't fix it. It'll just move faster in the wrong direction. Always define the outcomes that you need, the skills that matter, and the culture that you're trying to build for your team. Number 2, the human element still wins. AI still does not have the capabilities to pick up on subtle things around candidates. The way someone problem solves, handles feedback, or aligns to your company's mission, that still takes you to figure out and for you to find it. And number 3, and probably the most important, is that bias does not go away. As a matter of fact, with AI, it gets worse. And so it's up to you to really catch those things and understand where your biases lie. Most AI models are trained on biased data sets. That's why a human staying in the loop is a must, especially when we're talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now, this is the section probably most of you have been waiting for. How do I get started and how do I start using AI in my own recruiting process? If you're wondering where to start, here's a simple playbook. First, audit your hiring process. Find out, where are you slowing down? Where are your biggest gaps on your team? And if you could implement AI here, how would that impact your ability to hire and recruit? Number 2, start small. Pick 1 or 2 areas that you can start automating first using AI. Think resume writing, job descriptions, interview process. Again, just pick 1 or 2 areas and focus there. Number 3, test and tweak. Many of you heard the term pilot. This is your opportunity to pilot a tool that will give you the ability to understand your process and figure out, is it working for us? Do we like it? Do we want to keep using it? And is it making our lives easier? Use AI as a co-pilot, not the captain. And number 4, once you've figured out what things work for you and what you might want to keep or remove, then you start building out your AI stack, right? You slowly start to iterate and figure out other parts of your process that you can automate. Once you figure out those things, then you can really start exploring what other tools you want to start using, whether it's ChatGPT or Otter or GemAI or BrightHire. You can start figuring out what sorts of tools can I start to implement to increase my ability across the recruiting process. Now, here's my final thought and biggest takeaway. AI is not here to take our jobs yet, but it is here to give you time back. When used the right way, it lets you focus on the things that really matter: people, performance, and purpose. If you're a founder, a team of one, or just tired of clunky hiring, this is your opportunity to upgrade without adding headcount or cost. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I'll be covering more specific tools and real life examples that will help you build better recruiting process. So if that's helpful and you want to see more of that, let me know down in the comments. Tell me what you want to hear. And of course, if this brought you value, hit the like button, drop a comment, tell me what you want to talk about, and subscribe. We've got new content coming out every week to help you scale smarter, hire with confidence, and build out teams that you're proud of. As I mentioned, I'm Jesus, your host and expert recruiter, and this is Vida Talent Solutions, where small teams build big impact and we bring your talent to life.